When people call me a misogynist, I really don't give a fuck what their opinion is. The same people that call me a misogynist call me a transphobe or homophobic when I'm not afraid of these people. Um, my best friend is a female, which I know, oh, a real man shouldn't have a best friend as a female. Well, she's highly intelligent, highly emotionally intelligent. Um, and I relate to her in a lot of different ways. She relates to me because we have the same type of same type of like sense of humor. She don't get offended very easy, and she's fucking awesome. She is unlike most women. It's like she's really cool. I don't hate women. I love women. I wouldn't have spent a lot of my time doing research on women, understanding why they do what they do, if I didn't love women. I think that most women, their happiness comes from having a family, serving a man that they love, and the man that they love is somebody they look up to. Traditionally, I mean, now females nowadays are indoctrinated. They've been fed a lot of lies. They've been raised in toxic environments. They've been raised in environments where they haven't been had any type of accountability. They've been spoiled. There's hardly any humility. I'm talking about the average, like, suburban female. You know, this privileged human being. And I think a woman's happiness comes from getting, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think her happiness comes from receiving validation from the man she loves, the man she adores, the man she looks up to for things she does for him. So me understanding women and understanding like their love isn't unconditional, their love is predominantly self-interest. Like, they're not gonna die for their man. They're not gonna step in front of a bullet for their man. They're not gonna go to the door and fight. Bumps in the night. They're not gonna go check it out. They're gonna want their man to do it. The majority of them rely on their man for security. Understanding that most women don't want a man that makes less than them. Even if they're like rich themselves, they still don't want a man that makes less. They want a man that makes more or above them. Same with social status or any of that. Unless and if it goes the other way, it's usually like she's in control. It might work for a little bit of time, but then she'll lose attraction to him because she feels like all the weight is on her shoulders. And like, if you take a woman on a date, they don't want to plan it out. They don't want to, like, you could be like, what do you like to do for fun? They don't want to do that. All they want to do is show up, look good, and then enjoy the ride. That's what most women want to do on a date. That's my experience. Now, I really haven't been dating for about 2 or 3 years. I haven't been really in the field at all. But when I was in the field, this is how it was. But you ask a woman, what do you want to eat? It could be your wife, it could be somebody you're dating, it could be whatever. And then they'll throw it back at you, I don't know. and then you throw it back at them, and then they'll get pissed off. They'll get agitated. Putting the responsibility on them. So a lot really don't want the responsibility. I'm not going to sit here and say that all women are the same. I'm not. There's some women that are really masculine driven women that, want to become the boss bitches of a company. They want to be the boss. They are the man of their own life, so they don't really need a man. And what they need to understand is they need to go for a beta. That's what they need. They need somebody soft because they're the ones that's hard. Masculine men don't like masculine women. Masculine men like women that are feminine, the complete opposite. Some guys that are masculine will put up with it if she's attractive enough, but then he'll get tired. It's so draining to put up with somebody that is supposed to be your support. Somebody is supposed to be like your cheerleader, and you're constantly competing with them. In every single facet of your life, and it takes a lot out of you. So if that top tier man is smart, he's not going to put up with it. That's why you see a lot of these celebrities, they don't work out. I don't understand why famous people date famous people. I mean, the whole power couple thing, like I get a few years ago or whatever, but nowadays it's like, wouldn't you rather just have somebody that can go wherever you are in the world? Like, if you're going to go shoot a movie, wouldn't you rather have your wife or your husband come with you so you're not alone, or your family, like, you have your kids come with you? It just doesn't make any sense, like, why these rich people just want to date each other and then they just get divorced. I don't know, maybe because they like to be alone. I don't know, kind of like me, I guess. So, but a lot of them just don't work out. They're, just power couples that just don't work out. A lot of them don't see each other for vast amounts of time because they're working. But it's like, when you get to a certain point with money, like, when's it enough? Like, okay, like, I'm worth billions of dollars or whatever, or hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like, I mean, at that point, anything coming in when it comes to money is just like, whatever. I already have a good life. It's just kind of like, I'm not doing it for the money no more. I'm just doing it for the love of making. Maybe that's my purpose. But it's just like, I love women, and I think that women are happy when they have a good person to guide them. A good, like, listen, man, I don't blame a lot of women either. I'm not gonna. There's a lot of guys that are not. They don't have a lot of testosterone. They're not very driven. But my thing is, a lot of females' expectations are just way too high. Like, I think that, especially with my dating, like, when I went, every single woman was so concerned about a relationship, like, eventually get into a relationship. Hardly any of them were like, let's just hook up. Let's just have fun. No, they wanted, like, some type of a relationship eventually. Even if I was just, like, throwing a couple of lines back and forth with him, I'd never talk to him again. Like, they want a relationship. Now, why? If you're independent and you are the man of your life, why would you need a man besides one thing? Well, it's just genetically, they want to have a family. They want stability. And they're conflicted because of all these lies that feminism has done for them. Now, like, for me, I said, let's take women's rights. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think that, what I think is, if you contribute to society, if you are a net taxpayer, or you own land, or you have in the past, like you're retired or whatever, like you've paid in it long enough, you should vote. You should have the right to vote. You have skin in the game, but there's a lot of people voting that don't have no skin in the game. So if you're a woman and you're married, I mean, I think that probably should just be kind of one vote. It's one household. But I guess, you know what I mean? I don't know. So it's I just thought of it off the top of my head. Maybe I don't know if that's a legitimate thing to think about, but like a fair thing. But maybe they should be able to vote too because they're a net taxpayer. Like if the family's a net, then they should be able to vote too. So I guess I was wrong in that aspect. But it's just women don't like think about it. Think about like the amount of pressure that's on a modern woman. She's working nonstop, whether she's getting herself done up, okay, like a boss babe. She's got kids to get off to school. Okay, she doesn't want to homeschool her kids. She doesn't love her kids. She wants to get her kids out of her life so she can focus on her career. So she does what she has to do to get them out of the house. She spends however long it takes. Sometimes I remember my ex, man, she took like 3 hours to get ready sometimes to go out to the club, but um, it could take 30 minutes just and then the females do all their thing. They got to shave their legs. That takes a long time, and their armpits and all that. That takes a long time. Um, and then fit in some type of workout, and then go to work, come home. Got to be tired at that point. Spend time with the kids, whether they cook dinner or they get takeout or whatever. Um, that and then try to have a social life on top of that. Like that's a lot in one day. You know what I mean? So why would you want to go through all that? Like just for what? So you can have a and I like there's a point where it's like with kids. There's a point where you're taken away emotionally from your kids if you're going to decide to go to work and maybe you get a little bit extra, but you have to pay, daycare and stuff like that. So you're not making a lot more, but you might make a little bit more, but you're taking away from your kids' emotional connection with you and spending time with you. Um, and then like I just think that it's good for the man to be like an authoritarian figure in the household because he provides the security. If somebody breaks in, he's going to have to deal with it. He's the first in line to defend the family. So he has all the responsibility. Well, he should have some authority that goes along with that. And I'm not saying that women shouldn't have no type of input. They speak their mind. They should have an input, and a man should be like take in consideration if it doesn't matter if he's an alpha male or whatever. He should take in consideration of what she says. And not always go with what she says, but he could take bits and pieces out, and that makes sense. Because a lot of women just think with their emotions, they don't think long term. They think about how they feel right now. Well, that might not be good for long term decisions, impulsive decisions. So it's just like I think that women need that guidance, and I think that women should be treated with respect. I don't think they should be treated as like some type of servant or slave. I think that they should have the same rights, human dignity rights as a man. And if they want to pursue a career and be a boss babe, they should do that if that's what they want. But understand that like you're probably foregoing your childhood bearing years to try to appease people that don't really give a damn. I'm watching. I'm like I'm so annoyed, and I've said this before. I'm so annoyed with like females on the internet showing their asses, or like they're just showing everything, like complete sexuality for the internet, and I'm just like, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Like I hardly even go on Instagram, but if I go for like to search somebody on Instagram, um, like whatever pops up on my page is like, because I looked at fitness before. It's all these like fitness girls. Like, dude, I mean, I don't understand how people are still doing selfies just by themselves. They're still taking pictures of their food. They're taking pictures of like these places that they go. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, why are people still entertained by this shit? Why are people still giving them praise for this shit? I just don't understand. It's like, I get it when the first when the trend came out. I get it. Like, but this shit's fucking old. It's fucking boring. It's fucking old, and I would rather see women that are classy, women that are all. I know this sounds weird. I mean, I love women. I am very attracted to women, but it's just there's so much of a oversaturation of females just bearing it all, in their skin tight suits. It's just like, man, I really appreciate, um, like I like to do yoga, right? Okay, so I usually search for, um, I like a variety of different females, so I search up all these different type of yoga instructors, and then when I see some that like have like loose clothes instead of these tight um, yoga pants, I'm like, that's cool, man. I've said this before. I was at the gym. I seen a girl with a long shirt and she had like sweatpants on, and then and she's the only one dressed like that, and all the other girls are just wearing um, these yoga pants that go up their ass and have shirts that show their belly buttons or whatever. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. That's it's so weird. I used to be like the opposite. I used to be like looking for females that actually showed everything because it was rare then. Now it's just like, it's just annoying to me at this point. That's all you really have to bring to the table is your sexuality. I mean, that's cool. Like, I like that, but like, everybody can see that. How is that special to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna date a girl and she's showing everything to everybody on the internet, how is that special to me? That's embarrassing. I had someone in my life before that ended up having some type of a scandalous, crude video on the internet, and then at work everybody found out, and that shit was fucking embarrassing. And she was she was it was girl on girl, but still, like, to have everybody at my work see my woman, everything, for them to, like, they could see basically everything. That shit was embarrassing, man. Like, seriously. And other guys be like, oh, that's cool, but it's not cool for everybody to see, man. It's not cool. That's not special for me anymore. Like, and that's why guys don't like huge body counts, because, like, how am I special? Like, what is so special about me? You've been with like 100 guys. What is special about me? And the more guys that women are with, the harder it is for them to pair bond, if they can ever do it again anyway. We're not the same. Men and women are not the same. We have different roles. Um, and things are all wonky. But if you like, I think that humans, if the man's mature and the woman's mature, like, we're here to have kids and stay to. Even though men like a variety, but men should just focus on their family and taking care of their woman, and having a good relationship with their wife. But I don't hate women. I want the best for women. I want to see women do awesome. I really do. I would like to see like more classy women. Um, I like to see women be more like my best friend. Um, that would be awesome. Have some dignity and some self respect, some values and some morals and some loyalty and consideration for somebody outside yourself. Um, but it's going the opposite direction, and at some point this rubber band's gonna stretch as far as it can, and either society like goes through some severe economic hardship, and it wakes people up, or men are finally gonna get tired of this shit and annoyed, and I don't know. There's a lot of NPCs out here, so I don't know. A lot of men just can't control themselves at all. They can't control. I was one of them, so I know how it is. Um, I love women, man. I'm very attracted to women. And I'm not gonna sit here and say men's like women have gotten out of control. Well, men have allowed this to happen. We have to take blame. Weak men over the last 70 years have caused this level of feminism. Like you know, crazy, man, crazy. Anyway, that's it. I'm not no damn misogynist in my eyes. And also, I used to be a feminist, dude. I used to be one. So the feminism now is way different than when I was one. And I don't consider myself a feminist at all. I don't consider myself as a misogynist either.